You want to be that guy? Sure. You're live.
All right, here we go. Starting off. Little Wildcat hockey. Away game for the Wildcats today. South St. Paul. Getting started here in the first period. Cats getting into the zone. They're going to change. Savage with the pressure. Able to hold it in. Ooh, passes back to the point, but gets that right in the middle of the ice. That's going to slip all the way through. Shoop's going to chase that back. Oh, he's got Swanson up the right side. Swanson can't hold on to that pass, though. It gets all the way in deep. That gets past Shoop there at the point. Duth is there to hold it. Gets it up to to Locke. Locke's going to skate that in. Get that in wide right. His pass back to the point gets to Shoop. Shoop shot just wide left. Here comes South St. Paul. Knocked away by Shoop, creating an offside situation for South St. Paul. Will the face off the neutral zone. Abraham takes that face off. Controlled in the neutral zone finally by Barcelona. He's going to skate it in. Looks. Puts it on net. Goalie saves that. Makes a stop. No rebound opportunity there. So now we'll have a face off in the South St. Paul zone.
Shots.
Abraham, Martinson, Barcelona. Abraham wins that nicely. Gets back to play at the point. He tries to get in deep, but South St. Paul makes a nice glove catch. Coming back the other way. Breakout. Doesn't get much on that shot, though. Miller able to gobble that up. Cover it. Slow little back and forth so far early in the game. Umlin, Karznia, Young. Wins it back to Shoop behind the net. Shoop looks, turns, reverses. Gets up the boards. Gets that one, gets past Karznia. That's going to be icing.
Not sure that would have been icing last game. He didn't like to call icing last Wednesday night.
Some of the commenters nearby are making mention of the fact that icing is in the eye of the beholder. And Umlin's going to come out and mess with it. He's going to skate it up to the neutral zone. He's going to take it wide right. Drops it for Duth. Duth sends it up for Umlin. Umlin back to the middle to Karznia. Karznia's backhand doesn't get through. Puck gets out to neutral zone. Duth's going to send that in. Karznia almost intercepting. Now Shoop with the steal on that pass. He's going to skate it in. Egan's going to get a change while Shoop takes it deep. Goes behind the net. Goes wide. Reverses. Gets it over to Umlin. And South St. Paul able to get that out. But icing is the call, so we will have a face-off in the South St. Paul zone. New line for the Cats. Savage, Locke, and Swanson. Plager and Thomas man in the blue line. Savage takes the face-off. South St. Paul wins that back. But Plager with a nice pinch able to hold it in. Now Swanson has it on the right side. He's looking to try and get in the middle. No one there. This pass stolen by South St. Paul. Coming back the other way. Thomas defending. Guy makes a move. Loses the puck, though, and that squirts all the way over to Miller. Miller covers it up.
Shots.
South St. Paul controls that. But their pass back the point gets out of the zone, so they've got to regroup. Hard shot from behind the blue line. Miller makes that look pretty easy. Face off back in the cat zone. Here comes the Abraham Martinson Barcelona line. Thomas and Plager still at D. Thomas ends up putting that off to the side. Martinson's going to get there first. He's going to pass that to Plager behind the net. Plager looks up, gets it up to Barcelona, chips it to himself along the boards. He's going to get it into the zone. Martinson gets there behind the net. Barcelona loses the stick. Martinson tries to get it passed back to point. Stolen. Back to Martinson. His backhand in front of the net. Abraham couldn't quite get the shot. Thomas holds it in. Finally gets out. Oh. Little confusion there in the middle. Abraham finally able to get it out. South St. Paul's going to have to regroup. They send it in deep for a change. Player gets there first. Good pressure by South St. Paul, though. They create a turnover. Martinson pushing. That shot deflected off Martinson. Now Thomas behind the net. Ooh, centering pass. No one there. And that's going to get out. Offside. Face off the neutral zone. Slow start so far for both teams. Umland wins that back to Duth. Duth with a pass up to Karznia. Karznia to Umland. Umland with a hard shot. Rebound. Karznia with a shot. It goes wide. South St. Paul trying to get it out. And they do. Duth there, though. Gets over to Young. Gets it out. South St. Paul dumps it in deep again. Shoup does a good job separating man from puck. Loses a little bit. Passes it up to Young. Gets it up to Umland. He's going to take it wide right. Leave it for Young. Young's going to escape through there to Karznia. Karznia with a pass to Umland. Now Shoup has it behind the net. He hands it off to Karznia. Karznia has it now behind the net. He centers it. That gets all the way through. Umland's going to get that down deep. That's going to be icing.
I missed it. Did Moose get clubbed like a baby seal?
No.
Oh. Yeah? Okay.
Savage with the face off. Wins it back. Player behind the net. Reverses. Gets it over his deep partner, Thomas. Thomas with a nice stretch pass to Swanson. Can't hold it on his stick, though. Pass was on the mark. South St. Paul able to get it out. Now Savage is going to get it back in. Savage tries to center it. Back to South St. Paul, though. They're going to get it out. Locke with a good hustle on the back check. Forces them to take a bad shot. No harm, no foul there. Player up the boards. Finally gets it to Savage, who pokes it down into the South St. Paul zone. And good hustle by Savage. Wins that. He's got the puck back. South St. Paul trying to get it out. And they're going to ice that. So, 6:53 left in the first period. Each team has 3 shots on goal, though none of them particularly dangerous shots. No score. Abraham Martinson, Barcelona, Shoup, and Duth. Wins it back to Duth. Duth's going to escape that in. His shot is deflected. Back South St. Paul's going to dump that down. They're going to dump and chase. They're going to win that race to the puck. Centering pass knocked away by Cyril. Dump back down deep. Duth tries to chip it to himself. South St. Paul behind the net. Centering pass. Gobbled up by Barcelona. Gets it up to Martinson. Martinson's going to escape that to the zone. He's going to go wide right. Ooh, he had Cyril coming right up the slot. And puck squirts loose in the crowd, setting Martinson up with a really nice opportunity, and he took advantage of that and buried it, putting the Cats up 1-0. Good pressure there by the Cats. Martinson taking advantage of that puck squirting out. Hesitated not a moment to put in the net. Puck back to Duth. Duth's going to dump that down deep. Duth does a pinch. South St. Paul can't get that all the way through the neutral zone. That gets to Barcelona. He's pressured. Good pressure by South St. Paul. He's going to spin that back to Shoop. Shoop spins that around. Back to Barcelona. Held in by South St. Paul for the moment. Then Barcelona able to get it out. Offside. Umlin with the face-off. Controlled by Plager. He gets that up to Karzia. Karzia has that. Gobbled up by South St. Paul. Puck ends up back with Plager. Chipped in the South St. Paul end. And they get it out to the zone again. Thomas is going to skate it in. Sends it back to Young. Nice drop pass. Young back to Thomas. Thomas with a shot. Keeps it nice and low. Right between the goalie's pads. 5-hole. Goal for Thomas. Assist by Young. Cats up 2-0. Same line out there for the Cats. Umlin's going to take the face off again. South St. Paul controls that. They're going to dump. Plager's going to get there first. Backhands it up to Karzia. Karzia's get his pass, gets past two Cats. South St. Paul going to try and skate that out. They reverse it around. That's going to give the Cats an opportunity to continue pressuring. Plager with the pinch. Karzia helped hold that in there. Plager to Umlin. Umlin with a cross pass gets all the way through. Had both Plager and Young there. Now Karzia at the point. Gets it in deep. Tries to get into the middle. Gets pushed off the puck. South St. Paul finally able to get it out. Gets to the crowd but can't get a shot off. Oh! Miller couldn't see that one. Couldn't find it. Puck was just sitting there like a cherry in an ice cream bowl. South St. Paul able to tap that in.
Looked like a beach ball there.
So, South St. Paul on the board, 2-1, 3:55 left in the first period. Duke's going to dump that in. Locke is going to chase. Now Savage with the pressure. South St. Paul able to escape that out. Shoop able to hold it. Puck trapped along the boards here. Finally gets it out to Shoop. Shoop passes it over to Duth. Duth back to Shoop. Shoop to Savage. Savage with a nice job getting a stick on that for no icing. Savage now chases the puck. Fighting along the boards for it. And South St. Paul comes out with it. And they're happy to ice it. Abraham with the face-off wins that back to Thomas. Thomas tries to send that in deep. Puck back out into the neutral zone. Marcinello to Thomas. To Abraham. Oh, South St. Paul fumbles it, and there's Martin there. Martinson for the steal. His centering pass is knocked away, though. Good idea there by Oliver. Abraham behind the net. He's looking. He gets knocked off the puck, and he's going to draw a penalty. So 2:21 left in the first period. The Cats are going to go on the power play for a minute 30. We'll get some new skaters in there. Umlin, Young, Karznia, Duth, and Shoup. Umlin's going to take the face off, wins it back to Duth, over to Shoup. He looks, he gets the pass over to Umlin. Umlin back to Young. That was pretty puck movement there, boys. Shoup to Umlin to Young. Selfish play by all of them. Young is able to take advantage of the corner of that net. Yeah. I have a feeling that's what coaches draw up.
Yeah, that's about all you could ask, right?
When three of your leading scorers are passing the puck to each other unselfishly,
yeah,
you're doing good. Puck. So back to even strength, but the Cats are still pressuring. Umlin behind the net. He reverses it. South St. Paul trying to get it out. South St. Paul loses a tire there, allowing Duke to walk it in, gets shot.
Stop!
I don't know, that looked like more of a spear than what Cyril gave to somebody earlier this year.
Grayson was doing his best impression of an angry Wallace there. Angry walrus in front of the goalie.
Yeah.
Cats up 3-1. South St. Paul's going to escape that through the zone, though. Shot on net. Miller knocks that away.
But
Savage gets that up to Swanson. Swanson tries to get the fast pass to Savage, who gets it back, and he's going to get it in deep going up right again. And he gets taken out against the boards. That would be not a penalty in Bantams, but they're going to call that in Pee-wees. So the Cats go back on the power play. If he kept his hand down, might not have gotten a penalty, but Umlin's going to take the face off. Minute and 11 left. Cats will be on the power play for the rest of the period. Wins it to Karznia. Karznia centers it. Duth is shot, deflected. Now Karznia in the corner. Has it. He's looking. He passes to Umlin. Passes to Shoup. Back to Umlin. Tries to get Young in the middle. And that's going to be icing.
don't do that. It shakes the camera.
Okay, Umlin with a face-off again. South St. Paul able to win that. Flip it up on the boards. Umlin over to Shoup. Shoup with the pass up to Young, who's going to send it in deep. Umlin's going to get there first. South St. Paul. Now Karsnia. That's going to come out. So we'll have one more face-off. 19 seconds left in the period. All right, 19 seconds left. One back to Karsnia. He's got it. Oh, his pass is deflected off. 7 seconds left. They're just going to hold on to it. All right, so the Cats will start the second period with 18 seconds of power play. Up 3-1. Time to hear from our sponsors. Sponsors for the first period today, coming to you all the way from Frankfurt, Germany. Jos's House of Frankfurters. Jos, the biggest Wildcat fan on the other side of the Atlantic. He's serving Frankfurters like you wouldn't believe and playing Wildcat hockey every chance he gets.
You scared me when you brought up Frankfurt. I might be stuck going there in the next couple of weeks.
Frankfurt, they've got a great Terry 11. They've got a great airport. Go to the Lufthansa lounge, ask for Johnny.
Of course you would know.
All right, looks like Savage, Swanson, and Locke, Thomas, and Player are going to have 18 seconds of power play. Savage wins that back, gets all the way back to Miller. Miller ultimately hands that off. Thomas's stretch pass doesn't get through. South St. Paul is going to kill this penalty. They'll get it in deep. Back to even strength. Thomas's pass is knocked around a bit, back and forth. Now Locke has it. Locke's going to get it in deep. He's got Savage come in the middle. His shot gets deflected, gets his own rebound. Gets pushed along the boards. Now Savage. South St. Paul is able to dump that out, though. Icing is the call. We'll bring that back to the Eagan zone. Abraham, Barcelona, Martinson, Shoup, and Duth. Puck controlled by South St. Paul, trying to get it out. Stolen by Shoup. Shoup shot high over the net. Race. Shoup wins that. Race the puck. He's got some space created. He's going to take it in. Takes it in deep. Centers it. Oh, gets to the middle there. Barcelona drops it for Shoup. Shoup, tried to get that pass over to Martinson coming up the right side for the back door. South St. Paul can't get it out, though. Barcelona, nice job. Chipping to himself. Oh, he had Martinson coming up the middle. Now, gets it back to Abraham behind the net. Abraham has it. He centers it. No one there. South St. Paul's going to dump that and chase. Duke's going to get there first. Gets it up to Shoup. Jeez, so Pete. They've got a vermin problem here. Nipping at your heels. No, it's not a vermin. It's just a Bill Todd sighting. All right, what's going on here? Back to the game. Barcelona's pass off the mark. Duth trying to get it out. South St. Paul's going to hold that in. They get the shot at the point. Knocked away by Shoop. Shoop hands that off to Miller so he can cover that up. Umlin with the face-off in the Eagan zone. Wins it back to Thomas. Thomas gets that pass up to Karzia. He's got a lead if he can get there.
Oh. Yep.
Little
freeze in there trying to look for it.
little hesitation.
Yep. Would have just put on the gas, he would have had it.
Clearly was a play that they worked on, though.
Oh, yeah.
They were close.
That's a Ronan Thomas special right there.
Yeah. Shot from the point, finds the back of the net. So that closes the lead to 1 goal. South St. Paul 2, Eagan 3. Only with it behind the net. South St. Paul able to get it back, though. Centering pass gets all the way through. Young able there to knock it away, though, nicely. South St. Paul, the shot. Right into Miller's chest.
It's a little scary when your winger's that deep making the defense play like that. It was the right play to make at the right time, but a little scary.
Yep. All right, line change for the Cats. Duth fighting along the board behind the net. Covered by Miller there. Have another face-off in the Eagan zone. Savage with the face-off. Wins that back to Duth. Skates behind the net. Reverses. Gets it up to Swanson. Swanson passes it back towards the net. Now Savage. This time Swanson tries to get it out, but can't. Duth along the boards. Swanson finally able to chip that out. Now Savage on the forecheck. Slows him down enough. Allowing Tiger to slow it down. That's going to get back. Should be able to get that from the South St. Paul player. And he makes pass that gets past Locke into the neutral zone. Now Locke has it, and he's going to get it in. Oh, Locke's pass. And they're knocked away nicely by Shoop. Shoop pass gets it up to Swanson. Up to Abraham. And that's going to be out. South St. Paul. Stolen by Abraham. He's going to take it in deep. Oh, you had Martinson in the middle there. Couldn't quite get it to him. Plager knocks that away in the neutral zone, allowing Barcelona to skate it in. He's going to go wide, right? Behind the net. Oh, he's got Thomas. Thomas' shot deflected. Oh! Past Abraham, who fans on that one, but Cats are real close to getting one of these nice passes in the net. Here comes South St. Paul behind the net. South St. Paul loses a stick in a really amazing way. Puck's still loose back there behind the net. Now Abraham has it. And he tries to skate it, tries to get a shot. Finally does. Lots of extra skatey. Little extra hand, I think.
This one has gotten feisty.
I think the South St. Paul player is going to get put in the bench for a little extra crick there. So, Cats are going to have another power play. I'll move the face off. Ties it up. Controls the puck. Passes to Karsnia behind the net. Karsnia is looking. Karsnia to Umlin. Over to Duth. Over to Umlin. Umlin tries to hit. Oh, Duth came nicely through there. Duth creates his own opportunity. Rebound by Karsnia. Karsnia back to Umlin. Back to Karsnia. Drew tries to get it to center for Young. It's knocked away, but luckily, Umlin there. Back to Duth. Duth shot. Covered. Face off in the zone. Umlin's going to take this. Wins it back to Duth. Over to Shoop. Shoop holding on to it. Gets it to Karsnia up the left side. Karsnia to Umlin behind the net. Back to Shoop. Shot deflected. Karsnia there to get it. Behind the net. He hands it off to Young. Young centering pass to Duth. Blocked by the goalie. And they get it out to the neutral zone. Shoop gets that pass to Karsnia, who tips it up into the bench, keeping the coaches on their toes.
Did everything but score on that. Good puck movement. Good chances.
Movement, yep. Savage wins that back to Plager. And we're at even strength. Locke's going to chip that deep. Savage is going to get to that puck first. Tries to center it for Swanson, but St. Paul knocks that away. Thomas with the pinch. He comes out with the puck. He's going to get a shot from tough angle.
Oh! No shot, yep.
No icing on that. Well, yeah, maybe no. Plager has to win the battle. Gets it up to Savage. Savage takes it in deep. He centers it. Knocked to the side by South St. Paul. Savage all over, though. He gets the puck back. Gets it back to Plager. Plager's shot is deflected. South St. Paul is going to get another icing. New set of forwards out there. All right, Abraham's going to take the face off. He's got Martinson, Barcinella, Duke, and Shoop. Controlled by Martinson. He swings that around. No one there but St. Paul, though. They can't get much on the pass, though. Cyril gets a shot. That's glove's pretty easy, but we'll have another face-off in the Eagan zone. Martinson, Barcelona on the boards. Shoot. Sends it in for a pass shot. Martinson there. Now Abraham. Martinson comes out with it. Well, we had Shoop coming right up the slot. Didn't see him. Now Duth with the pinch. Able to hold it in for Abraham. Abraham sends it back. But St. Paul's there. Now here they come the other way. Oh, they make a nice 2-on-1 pass. And they're able to put that in. Tied up 3-3. 5:15 left in the second period. Tarzan takes it in deep behind the net. Centering pass, South St. Paul almost knocks it away, gets a shot on net. Covered up. We'll have another face-off in the South St. Paul zone. Puck held in. Umlin now has it. His shot deflected. Thomas able to hold it in. Gets it to Young behind the net. Umlin comes out at centering pass. Plager gets a shot. Defense had hold of the stick, so he couldn't get too much on it. Goalie's able to save that. Umlin's going to take the face off. Cats have doubled them up on shots on goal, but right now the goals and net are tied 3-3. South St. Paul controls behind the net. They're looking to get it out of the zone. That broken up by Plager, sends it back out. South St. Paul coming again, though. And they get a shot. This time Miller's able to get a glove all over that. All right, Abraham wins it back to Shoop. Shoop sends it up the boards. That gets a funny bounce. Gets by Savage, but Locke has it for a moment. Neutral zone. It gets it over to Savage for a shot. Glove save. We'll have a face-off in the South St. Paul zone. Savage, face off, controlled by South St. Paul. That's going to be icing. Little change here. I've got Abraham playing wing now. So this line I've got out here is Savage, Locke, and Abraham playing left wing. Duth and Shoop manning the blue line. Savage at the face off, wins it back to Duth, over to Shoop. Shoop slap shot, high over the net. Abraham fighting behind the boards. South St. Paul loses a tire, allowing Eagan to get back in on this play. Puck still loose beneath the boards. And a lot of bouncing puck there. South St. Paul, they're going to dump and chase. Miller gets there for the cover. Fresh five for the Cats. Umlin's going to take the face-off, wins that back to Thomas behind the net. Thomas reverses Umlin. Umlin chips that up to Martinson. He's got some space. Gets to Barcinella. Barcinella going wide left. Centering pass. Gets deflected back behind the net. Umlin's there. Gets to Barcinella for a shot. Goes wide. Now Barcinella gets a shot. Covered by the goalie. Umlin with the face-off. Barcinella fighting along the boards. Martinson now. Martinson comes out with it. Back to Barcinella behind the board. Or behind the net, rather. South St. Paul hands it off to Umlin. Umlin now behind the net. He's looking. Finds player.
Yep.
Player shot. Tipped twice. Deflected, but hits off the goalie. Now South St. Paul coming the other way. Knocked away by Thomas. Umlin gets it out of the zone. Back the other way. No icing there. Long pass to Martinson. Oh, he had Young. Waited. Now that's going to get to Plager. Plager can't get a shot off on that. Now Young's going to hold it in. Drops it to Thomas. Thomas is going to dump that into the corner. Back to Young. Thomas can't quite hold that in. South St. Paul's going to get that into the zone. Now Duke able to knock that up. Young chips that to himself. Pinned along the board. Now Abraham. Puck comes out. South St. Paul. Shoop makes a steal. He's going to take it into the zone. He's going to take it into the middle. This shot off the goalie. Back to Shoop. Nice pass to... Oh, nice pass in front. Savage got that nice feed.
Yep.
Just couldn't quite get it in.
Lots of good things, but their goalie's been good.
Their goalie has had a very good game. Duth able to hold it in. Duth now with the puck. He gets a shot that goes wide. Savage is going to chase. South St. Paul reverses that. They're going to get it out of the zone. Dump it in the corner. Savage is there. Tries to get the home run pass to Swanson. Doesn't get through. South St. Paul able to come the other way. Covered by Miller. 8.6 seconds left in the second period. Abraham's going to take the face off. Looks like we've got Umlin set to go deep. Shoot. Oh! Shoop was looking for Umlin deep. South St. Paul player got in front of that high sauce pass and took it in the...
Recognize that.
Took it somewhere in the body. He saw Umlin going... That was a...
Yep, that was a set play again.
That was a set play and on the verge of being really pretty.
Yep.
Poor guy got his upper body in the front of that pass.
Yep, he's going to feel that one.
But he may have saved a goal.
Yeah, very well could have. Always got to admire that toughness. We'll give him credit for toughness on that one, for getting in front of it, even if he... Nothing.
1.6 seconds left in the period. Face off center ice. Probably just going to freeze this up. Yep. All right, so we'll go into the third period all tied up.
It's the plucky Invergrove team. I mean, they tied, was it Woodbury earlier this year? And
yeah, this team has, the team we're playing hasn't had a lot of luck, but they've played their best games against some of the top teams, Woodbury and apparently now us.
Yep.
All right, folks, here we are starting the third period. Only wins a face-off back to Plager. Get it into the South St. Paul zone. Umland wins the battle there. He's got it behind the net. Oh, he looked for Thomas coming up the slot. Ronan couldn't get a stick on it. Here comes South St. Paul the other way. Harmless shot. Miller lost sight of it. Luckily, we got that out of there. South St. Paul's shot. And a goal. So your Cats are now down 4-3. Cats making a goalie change here. Stokes is coming in. They win that face-off. They try and get it down deep. Carsley has it on the board, centering past Umland. Umland shot off the goal, right into the goalie. So now we'll have a face-off in the South St. Paul zone. Umland, Young, Carsley, Shoup, and Duke. One back to Duke. He's got some time to get it in. His shot covered up by the goalie. Umland with the face-off. Wins it back to Duke again. Duke's going to take that up. Centering pass. No one there for Eagan. South St. Paul able to get that all the way through. They've got a 3-on-1. Stokes, his first shot covered up. Fresh five for the Cats.
no. Legit, hard to argue with that one.
Yeah, Charlie's going to go into the box and think about that for a minute 30. So the Cats are going to be on the penalty kill now for a minute 30. Decided we want to make this game a little harder on ourselves. a team we should be beating, but just goes to show you, any given day, you got to keep playing at the top. Now we're gonna have to come from behind. Puck going back to Thomas. South St. Paul behind the net. Player chasing. Gets it up to Abraham. He's going to get it out of the zone. Now Locke is going to chase that. Some pressure. And that entry is knocked away by the Cats. Back up. Locke being a disruptor at the moment. Cyril has it behind the net. Short-handed, centering pass. Gets all the way out of the zone. Thomas can't control that, so we've got an offside, which is just fine. We'll get a face-off at center ice. 42 seconds left in the penalty kill. Umlin, Young, Shoup, and Duth. Shoup sends that in. South St. Paul can't get it through the neutral zone, knocked away by Umlin, but they're going to, this time they get it dumped in deep. No icing. Shoup gets by a couple people. He gets it up to Umlin. Umlin skating, thinking about it. Takes a shot off the side of the net. Should be able to hold it in. Nice pinch holding it again. Gets up to Umlin. Oh, Young skated right by that one. Couldn't stop his momentum. Charlie comes out, little friendly fire, bumps into Duth, immediately gets a shot on net. South St. Paul, try and get it out. Centering pass by Umlin, no one there. And now Savage. Centering pass, gets by Umlin. Here comes South St. Paul. They're going to dump it up. That's going to wrap all the way around. Duke's going to get there first. Gets it up to Savage. Savage with a pass to Umlin. Umlin's going to draw the penalty. Cats are going to go on the penalty power play now. .10:36 left in the third period. Cats down by 1. We have a minute 30 power play. One back to Thomas at the point. Thomas to Barcinella. Barcinella to Martinson behind the net. Martinson back to Barcinella. To Martinson behind the net. Martinson to Plager. Oh. His one time, can't get a stick on it. Thomas is able to steal that pass back though. Hold it in. Thomas over to Plager. Plager to Thomas. Thomas with a shot high over the net. Abraham skate in the middle. South St. Paul able to get that out. Here comes Thomas. Along the boards up to Barcinella. Barcinella chips it to himself. Centering pass. Gets right by Karznia, but all the way gets out to held in by Thomas. Now Karznia has it. His pass to Abraham behind the net. Abraham centering pass to Barcinella. He got a shot wide. Karznia gets it back, makes a nice move. He gets a shot off the side of the net. Now Abraham centers it. Plager can't hold it in. Now Thomas has it. Oh, his pass slips right through the Cats. South St. Paul able to get it out. Thomas up to Karznia. Karznia over to Savage. Savage shot hard off the goalie's stick. South St. Paul back at even strength. Cyril centering pass gets through harmlessly. South St. Paul can't get it out until they do. Now it's over to Shoop. Shoop's going to skate it in. He's got some space. His shot, he went 5-hole. That's stopped by the goalie. Umlin with the face-off. Wins that over to Duth. Duth's pass to Shoop. Shoop's shot deflected. Umlin with a shot that's deflected. Back to Duth at the point. Duth to Karsnia. Karsnia's pass is deflected and stolen. Charlie Savage over to Shoop. Shoop's going to skate it in. He fights. Gets his own rebound and gets it in. Shoop ties it up. It's a good hard work goal there.
Yep. Kind of figured it wasn't going to be a pretty one after the last period and a half.
So 8:19 left in the third period, and we are all tied up. Shoop couldn't handle that, and South St. Pauli able to dump it in deep. Duth gets there. His pass off the boards, though, doesn't quite get out. Now Swanson has it, and he's going to take it wide and get it in deep. He's looking behind the net, skate behind the net. Gets it to the middle, but South St. Paul able to control. Now Duth has it. Gets it up to Swanson. Swanson almost handed it back to Duth. Locke now. Locke's going to get it in. He gets it over to Swanson. Swanson's shot deflected high up into the net. Let's get it going, boys. It's time for a little third period power rally here. Savage, Barcelona, Martinson. Wins it back to Plager. Plager sends it sideways off the boards. Barcelona gets it. Held in by Thomas. Barcelona shot off the crossbar. Savage gets it back, though. He centers it harmlessly through. Held in by Thomas. Now Barcelona. He dumps it down deep. Savage to chase. Oh, nice centering pass by Savage. Player couldn't get a stick on that, though. Barcelona. Oh, he's got Thomas. He finds him. Shot, goalie glove save.
Good shift.
Yeah, good stick, good puck movement there. Pressure and puck movement, I loved it. Fresh 5 for the Cats. 6:37 left in the game. Umlin with the face-off. And Umlin gets it back to Duth. He's got a little space. He gets a shot, hard deflection off the goalie. Umlin wins that race. He gets it over to Shoop. Shoop makes a move. And he swings and misses on that shot. Deuce able to get in clean, though. That deflected back in deep. South St. Paul's got a 2-on-1. Carzino rushing to get back. Knocked away nicely by Duth. Oh, nice save by Stokes. Nut comes off. Great save by Stokesy. Duth gets his goalie. Says thank you. Shoot, Umlin, give him a tap.
Yep.
Umlin with the face-off. Wins it back to Shoop. He spins it around. Ends up on Umlin's stick. Umlin gets one. Gets a nice pass up to Young. He can't hold on to it, but it still gets all the way into the zone. South St. Paul trying to get that out. Shoop's able to knock that down deep. He's going to chase his own puck. He's able to hold it in. Now here comes South St. Paul. Deuce slows that down. That puck gets up on net harmlessly. We'll get a fresh 5 out there for the Cats. Abraham with the face-off. Wins it back to Plager. Plager chips it up the boards to Swanson. Swanson gets it to Locke. South St. Paul wants to try and get it out. They circle it back behind the net. Set it up along the boards. They're going to go wide left, defended by Plager. And Thomas is able to steal that pass. Locke can't quite get that out, though. South St. Paul with a forecheck. Now Plager behind the net. Sends it back to Thomas. Thomas to Locke. That gets right by his stick. All right. Shot and a Stoke save will give us a fresh 5. Ooh, music. The Far Side. That takes me back.
Ah, there's been some bangers today.
There has been some good music. And Duth finally controls it after the faceoff. Gets up to Barcelona. Gets it up to Martinson. He's going to go wide left. He centers it, but without looking, there wasn't anyone there. Savage with the face-off. Wins that back to Duth. Duth back to his deep partner, Shoop. Loses it for a second. He's going to escape that in. He's going to escape that in. Gets knocked off the puck there. Behind the net. Oh! Finds Barcelona in the slot. Hard shot, save. Eagan would like to see more of those shots. South St. Paul tries to get it out. Held in by Shoop. Finally, they're able to get it out, but that'll be icing. .344 left. Whew. All tied up. Umlin with the face-off. Ooh. South St. Paul through the zone. Umlin's able to steal it. Got a little bit of a 2-on-1. South St. Paul gets it back. Umlin gets it over to Karznia. Karznia behind the net. South St. Paul able to come away with it. Oh. Young couldn't quite hold that in. We'll have offside, and we'll have a face-off in the neutral zone.
Oh, Hawks here?
Umlin back to Plager, gets it up to Karznia. Karznia is going to skate that in. His shot, can't get a stick on it. South St. Paul trying to get it out. Held in nicely by Umlin. Umlin back to Thomas. His shot deflected. Young to Karznia behind the net. Karznia is looking. Gets it over to Umlin. Ooh, Umlin passed it back to the point, but Thomas was streaking down the middle, so he wasn't there. Young gets it up to Umlin now. Umlin's going to skin it in wide. He has it behind the net. Gets it in the middle. Young shot off the goalie. Karznia shot off the goalie. Thomas back to Umlin. Back to Thomas. He loads. His shot goes wide. South St. Paul still trying to get it out. And they do. Karznia has it. And he's going to dump so we can get a change. Cyril with some pressure. Savage steals it behind the puck. He's got... Oh, puck's still loose. Oh, Savage able to pick up the scraps and backhand that up into the net.
What I say at number 4 goal probably wasn't going to be a pretty one, and
No, they're not pretty goals today, but they still count. So Savage puts us up by 1 with 1:44 left. Abraham's going to dump that in deep. Savage is going to chase. Centering pass by Abraham. Gets all the way through. Back to Shoop. Shoop gets it up to Savage. Now up to Abraham, who's going to take it deep. Duth. He's going to send that down, wrap it around. Abraham centering pass. Oh. Whew, a little bad luck there. Savage is going to go back into the box for a trip. So Egan's going to be shorthanded for the rest of the game. 1 goal lead, shorthanded, minute 9 left. Karsnia, Shoop, Duth, and Umlin. Shoop has it pinned along the boards. Centering pass. Stokes is able to save that. .54 seconds left.
smart play by Shoop there. Not bulldozing the guy, but getting in the way.
Yep. Shoop again has it along the boards. He's hit from behind. South St. Paul skating, looking, back to the point. Shot, save. 40 seconds left. Abraham in for Carsey. He's going to take the face out. South St. Paul wins that. Fans on the shot, though. Puck still loose in the feet. Oh, that deflection out that shot almost went somewhere. Now Shoop has it. He's going to get that out. Icing, but it's going to come back. 21 seconds left in the game. Umlin with the face-off. Wins it back to Duth. Duth tries to get it out. Abraham now able to get it out. Icing on the empty net. Coaches want him to skate that up instead of shoot from back there.
Hey, you know what? I'll take my chances 7 seconds at a time doing that. Maybe the coach won't agree, but...
Umlin with the face-off to Duth. Duth behind the net along the boards. Back to Shoop. Shoop sends it up there. That's going to get us down to 3.9 seconds. Coach is telling him to put it in the corner. And the Cats pull out a victory there. Woo. So, we're signing off here from Woog Arena, where the Cats come away with a 5-4 victory. We'll see you soon.
Thank you, sir.